Here's our tail of the tape brought to you by Beard Guys. Danilo Marques is 37 years of age. He's 1 year older than Yorgan De Castro. He's also 3 inches taller. De Castro is the heavier fighter at 264 pounds. A big time reach advantage favoring Marques on the arms. Smaller advantage on the legs, but still in the favor of the Brazilian. Justin Roberts inside the smart cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is set for 3 5-minute rounds in the PFL heavyweight division. Standing in the blue corner at 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 264 and 1/2 pounds, with a record of 9 wins and 3 losses. Fighting out of Mindelo, Cape Verde, the Mad Titan, Yorgan De Castro. And his opponent, standing in the red corner at 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 249 and 1/4 pounds, with a record of 13 wins and 4 losses, fighting out of Huntington Beach, California, by way of Sao Paulo, Brazil, Danilo Marques. Your referee, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean is in charge. Danilo Marques is in the blue trunks. Yorgan De Castro's in the gray. Our first regular season heavyweight bout in 2023. Touch of the gloves. Marques opens the action with a heavy kick to the thigh of Yorgan De Castro.
Oh, nice teep there by Danilo Marques. He was really excited about this season, had that gut feeling that he was going to get this opportunity, loves this matchup. Come in here, a lot of positive vibes, but Yorgan is no joke, has big time knockout power, low to the ground, so going to be an interesting fight here.
Marques said he was training, he was scheduled to be an alternate for this show. He had a feeling in his heart that Goldsoft was going to have issues again with his visa, and here he is in the regular season.
Well, actually, we'll see Dennis Goldsoft fighting on next week's card. We had to move him and Brady to the lightweight and welterweight card coming up a week from today. But it did open up an opportunity for Danilo Marques to step in, start his chase for a $1 million championship.
And Danilo can be a fast starter. He said he really wanted to take his time, be patient, and pace himself in this one. We've seen him get off to great starts and then slow down as the fight goes on. Didn't really want to experience that. So he's testing out De Castro on the feet here.
The kind of power De Castro has, you don't want to charge in and rush into anything.
Definitely.
And that right there, the leg kicks, probably a good strategy for Marques to employ because it could take some of the steam off of De Castro's huge punches.
Marques is moving well, though. He's using that long-range weapon, that rear teep right down the middle to keep De Castro on the outside.
Let's bring in our betting expert, Ian Parker. Ian, remind me how you called this fight.
I went with Yorgan De Castro. I do like how he's lower to the ground, so I think the takedowns from Danilo Marques won't be there. But those leg kicks are exactly what he needs to do to stop the power. However, De Castro's being patient. I think he's just trying to cut the angles off. So if you are looking to get in right now on De Castro, the odds are still low. If you want Marques, you're getting a plus number. For me, I'm still going with De Castro here. He's got plenty of time.
And De Castro has been spending a lot of time with John Jones in preparation for John Jones's last fight. And you're going to learn some things training with John Jones. So I'm sure he's coming in here very confident.
There's a big heavy leg kick from De Castro. Landed right on the knee of Danilo Marques. Marques continues to circle around the outside of the smart cage, allowing De Castro to claim that center.
Marques is moving well, though. He's a big guy, but moves very well for that height and size, and mixing up his strikes, feinting a lot, but really where he's at his best is when he's in that clinch, when he's on your back. He's very good at finishing and controlling from that position. He's a black belt under the great Damian Maia.
Big body shot there.
Yeah, great job there by De Castro.
Nice lateral movement by Marquez. I think it's smart to keep him out of kicking range too. Like you were saying, work on that lead leg, see if he can take some of his mobility away. De Castro doing a good job of cutting him off, not following him, trying to find his moments to enter, to punch his way in.
Really impressed so far with the way that even when De Castro has been able to land a strike, Marquez continues to move. The worst thing you could do against a striker like Yorgan De Castro is find yourself planted in front of him. Nice leg kick again there from De Castro, and Marquez attempts a high kick.
Yeah, and this is where Danilo needs to balance that patience a little bit, because the longer you're out there, you know, the more you can get kicked to that lead leg, that's going to slow you down, going to take away your mobility, and of course take away your ability to shoot in on those takedowns.
I like the takedown fakes by Marquez. That keeps De Castro on his toes.
Good movement here. You just see Marquez continuing to circle.
Yep.
Even when De Castro starts to unload a combination, he stays right outside of the range, frustrating the compact striker.
And doing a good job of keeping his hands up high as well when he's moving laterally to take away those big headshots from De Castro, who, again, has serious knockout power.
Final 10 seconds of this first round of our heavyweight season. Yorgan De Castro and Danilo Marques, and a second frame when we return on ESPN+. Fight. De Castro in the gray, Danilo Marques in the blue. Another leg kick there from De Castro. There's been some significant exchanges of that attack, both men landing it.
Yeah, both men have been targeting that lead leg. Curious to see which kick is going to take effect quicker. Marquez still moving well, though. Going to that hollow body position, hands high, moving away laterally from the pressure of De Castro. De Castro starting to block that kick, though.
There's a jab to the body from De Castro. When it's hard to reach the head, attack the body.
And this is where I'd like to see Danilo at least try to look for a takedown here early in the second round, where he can have plenty of time to work on the ground.
Certainly keeps those level changes and head fakes and that takedown, or at least the thought of that takedown, in play. He's not just making this a striking game.
Definitely. It's more for De Castro to worry about. The more you can throw at your opponent, the more it can confuse them. But so far, De Castro keeping the proper range. And it's where it could be an advantage to be the shorter man as well. It's way harder for the taller man to level change and get in on those legs.
Using your stature as an advantage.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Once again, De Castro scores to the lead leg of Danilo Marques.
See the red swelling and bruising already on Marquez's lead leg.
Problema Renan Ferreira warming up backstage. We'll see him in a couple fights to close out our early card here on ESPN+.
I would never hold pads for that guy. Never.
Just go straight to the surgeon to get your elbows fixed.
Oh, man. Scary. Danilo keeps testing that level change, trying to look for the responses from De Castro. So far, not comfortable enough, or doesn't feel like he's in the proper range yet to get in on those legs. Yeah, there's one.
Looks like he just faked it, wanted to see what the reaction was from Yorgan De Castro. Giving him that look.
Oh.
Serving 2 more leg kicks.
Yeah, De Castro's starting to feel it now. We're really seeing that effect on that lead leg. He's walking a little bit more gingerly.
Dropping his hand and trying to catch that foot too, which could be a problem later.
Yes.
And Marques has now switched it up, and he started to attack with the left kick to the body as well. I think all of that designed to potentially draw the guard of De Castro down. Leg kick, body kick, and then what do? You go high. And now he's opened up the possibility of doing it with either leg.
And oh, nice shot there. Nice left hook by Yorgan De Castro. But Marques staying very composed here, something we haven't seen in the past. He's looking way more comfortable on the feet here.
Keeping his guard nice and high. De Castro jumped into that left hook. If his guard had not been as high as it was, it might have been a clean shot. It worked.
De Castro likes to put a lot of heat on each punch. He knows that's his best chance in this fight, but he's gonna have to bring his feet with him as he continues the chase.
It becomes more and more difficult as that lead leg gets beat up.
And Marques said, you know, I'd love to try to get the finish out there. I know I could maybe go out there and work for a submission, but he didn't want to force it. He wanted to play smart. He's got a lot of respect for De Castro.
Final 30 seconds of this second frame. De Castro still stalking. Marques still evading to the outside. Much of the same we saw in round number one. The offense has been sparing. Round two, next. Yorgan De Castro in the gray, Danilo Marques in the blue. The AI score gave round two to Danilo Marques, but you can see not a big number there. You never know how judges are scoring this. And you can see Yorgan De Castro feeling some urgency here in the early part of the third round.
Yeah, they've been close rounds. I mean, both men exchanging a lot of leg kicks. De Castro has had his moments, had a nice left hook in round two that may have been the difference. I mean, it's that close, so it could be going either way.
Oh man, those leg kicks, jeez. That was that deep thudding sound, that one. Those ones hurt.
Yeah, those thuds are really the ones that really penetrate that quad muscle. And both men have landed some great ones in this one.
Have.
Oof. Not as exciting as headshots, but let me tell you, they can slow you down and they hurt like crazy. They're kind of shots that you'll feel for weeks.
And let me tell you something, feeling it for weeks is a big problem here in the toughest test in mixed martial arts, because after this bout, both men have to get right back into training camp to prepare for their second regular season contest. So if you've got one leg or two compromised legs, that could make training for your next fight a real problem.
Great point. Cool to see Danilo try to go upstairs with that one. I don't think De Castro saw that one, so very close miss there for Marques. Oh, heavy one from De Castro.
It's been the weapon of choice for both men, the leg kick. Ian Parker, we see the odds still favoring Yorgan De Castro. What do you think so far?
You know what was interesting, Sean, is the fight started off De Castro minus 135, which I really liked. He went as high as minus 400, and now he's back down to minus 185. I agree with Kenny. That second round is going to be where the judge is really going to make the decision. You know, if you're big on De Castro, you think he's up 2 rounds, take him. Otherwise, I'd probably stay off it because this fight is very close.
Round 3 halfway gone here. Still up for grabs, a bonus point. If one of these heavyweights can secure a finish, put themselves in a comfortable spot in the early goings of the heavyweight regular season standings. More kicks than anything else in this heavyweight fight so far. We'll take a listen inside the corner of Danilo Marques.
Don't kick him without the feint. 2 minutes. Break him up 2 minutes. You got to break him. Break him and attack him. 150. He's got no more legs to get close to you. Focus on the cross. 140. All right, it's all you. Touch him up. Just touch him up. Touch his hand. That's all I need. Just touch him.
Master Cordero with some great advice there, telling him he didn't want him to throw a kick unless he's feinting first, and that's what's making it difficult for De Castro to time those leg kicks. But no doubt a huge difference in Danilo's stand-up game from what we've seen in the past.
Very tough fight to score. You wonder if the judges are seeing the guy that's moving forward most of the time versus the guy that's being evasive and moving laterally side to side.
Danilo's been a lot busier this round, that's for sure. So good sign for the Marques camp. But again, you never know how a judge is going to see this one.
We know how the fans are feeling about this one. A careful approach from two fighters in their first PFL seasons.
And there's a stance switch from De Castro. Yeah, I mean, he's feeling it. There's no question about that.
So many fighters, Randy, have talked about kind of the learning process that occurs in a PFL season. You think you know what you're in for, and maybe you have expectations, and then the turnaround from one fight to the next, maybe set up the way that you fight in the first one. I wonder if we're seeing the effects of that here.
Yeah, I would like to talk to both of these guys going into Atlanta for their second regular season fight and see how these legs healed up, how that week or two into their camp getting ready for that second regular season bout went. As you can see the welts and the marks on both of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The scores are 30-27, 30-27, and 29-28, all for your winner by unanimous decision, earning 3 points in the PFL heavyweight division, Danilo